All right. Concrete nouns. A name for something that you can physically see, touch, taste, hear, or smell. All right. In short, tangible things. From the name itself, concrete, it talks about tangible things. Okay. In this sentence, the word flowers is considered as a concrete noun. Okay. Anything that you see around you is a concrete noun. And especially if it's countable, you can count it with your hands. Now we're going to talk about collective nouns from the word itself. Collective, it pertains to name of groups. All right? That's the reason why the Philippines is one of the countries that has the article the, because it's a collective country. It's a collective country because binubuo tayo ng more than 7,000 different islands. That's why it's the Philippines, the United States collective, okay? Groups of people or things such as a choir of singers. Choir is a collective noun. A galaxy of stars, galaxy is the collective noun. And of course, stars is the countable noun, right? A class of students. That's why, hindi mo pwedeng skip gamitin yung collective noun. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, a singers, a stars, a students. You can't. Because the determiners a and an and the determine the number of nouns. Okay? Unless you use the collective noun in a phrase, dun mo lang pwedeng gamitin yung articles. A and the. Okay? Non-countable nouns, words that take only a singular form. Gaya ng sabi ni, I forgot your name.
Jower.
Ni Jower. Walang S, non-countable noun yun. Okay? Yung mga may S, yun yung countable nouns. So we have under non-countable nouns the abstract nouns or nouns that don't have physical existence. All right? Or intangible. You can't touch. You can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't smell it. Typically, you can't sense it. Wala sa 5 senses mo. But, of course, they exist, okay? That's why they're called abstract nouns. So we have in this sentence, the price of freedom is constant vigilance. Okay, the word freedom is considered an abstract noun. What are other abstract nouns? Values, feelings, what else? Such as generosity, honesty, diligence, okay? Integrity. Those are abstract nouns. Faith, hope, love. Okay. The price of oil has stabilized recently. Add more sugar to your coffee. So all these underlined words are concrete nouns, but they are non-countable nouns, okay? Now, this is a list of non-count nouns. But they are also concrete because they are tangible, okay? Leather, silver, metal, paper, wine, wood, air, meat. So yung leather, definitely, how do you measure the leather? The length right? The length or the size, the width of the letter. And then silver, yung ano niya, yung grams, right? Metal, ganun din. You weigh it in order for you to measure it. Paper, you need a collective noun such as a pad of paper. Very good. What else? A box of paper. What else? A rim. Okay, very good. We have wine, a glass of wine, a bottle of wine. Ang tawag din sa may malalaking rack? Yeah, rack of wine. Cellar, wine cellar. Ano naman yung wine cellar? Yun yung... Ha? Uy, mabilis lang ako matawa. Okay, wine cellar. Yun daw yung nagtitinda ng wine. Ang dami nating nonchalant students, no? Andito sila sa gawin na to. I'm just kidding. So anyways, wine cellar is where you store the wine. Usually you have to store it in a cold temperature area, like room. Most people, if may basement sila, doon nila sa basement ini-store. But some people, they buy a specific refrigerator only for wine. Yung mga medyo shala yung bahay. Pero kasi sa ibang bansa, uso may basement. Sa Philippines, di gano no? At saka binabaha kasi sa Philippines. Kaya parang hindi medyo ayoko na gamitin yung word na yun. Anyways, yun nga, walang masyadong basement. But then basements are actually very dangerous. In South Korea, they have apartments that are cheaper than the ones that are in normal leveled floors. So basement apartments are very dangerous kasi natatrap pala yung mga tao doon when there's an earthquake or flooding. So anyways, move on. We have wood, a plank of wood, or yung pag tinatali for firewood, or I don't know, hindi ako carpenter, guys. Forgive me. Air. Is air measured? Tank of oxygen. Siguro ganun na lang. Okay? And then we have meat, kilograms, rice, kilograms as well, or cups, coffee, teaspoon, tablespoon, and then water, butter, flour, and bread. Slices of bread. Pwede mong sabihin yun. I just ate a slice of bread and some bananas for breakfast. Activities and sports. May ing, pero hindi verbs. These are examples of some nouns. Like running, gardening, swimming. Pwede mo siyang gamitin as verbs, but they also function as verbals. We will talk about that more later. Verbals are words that appear as verbs, but they're actually not. Okay? So, running is a sample of it because if you say, I am running, is it a verb or not? Yes, because you're doing the action. I am running, okay? But if I change the sentence and I say, running is a good form of exercise. Hindi na siya verb yung function niya. That's why English language is such a tricky language because you can actually interchange words and use them with different functions. Okay? So gardening, same thing. What are you doing? I'm gardening my mother's backyard. But if you say that gardening is a therapeutic activity for me, that's not functioning as a verb anymore. Okay? It's a noun because I'm talking about the activity itself. Same goes with swimming, football, shopping, tennis, badminton. What's your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby is shopping. But I prefer to go shopping with my mom. We are shopping at SM Mall of Asia right now, so I can't go to your party. So shopping sa second sentence, verb na siya, okay? Tennis, badminton. How about you guys? What kind of sports do you like? What's your favorite sport? Lalabas yan, ha? Puro social yung mga sagot ni Jower. Doon ka na nga sa labas. Just kidding. So, di kami makarelate eh. So, yeah, what kind of sports? Golf? Sports ba ang card games?
Yung drifting, man.
Sports yun? Yung mga ganun? Ah, okay. I didn't know. So anyways, kayo, anong gusto niyong sports? Isa sa mga itatanong what's your favorite sport sa task 1? And then, biglang sa task 2, yung task card mo regarding sa sports. Pwedeng, what is a sport that you played as a child? Tapos may mga succeeding questions such as, why did you like that sport? Describe that sport. Who would you play that sport with? And then dun sa task 3, ang itatanong naman sa'yo, what are the different kinds of sports popular in your country? So, kailangan prepared ka sa mga ganyan. Ano nga ba yung mga sikat na sports sa Philippines? Basketball, top 1 na yun. Volleyball, yes, definitely. Badminton. Nowadays, tennis. Tapos meron pang isa, hindi siya tennis eh. Lawn tennis ba yan? Hindi siya tennis, pero medyo mas magaan siya sa tennis. No, not table tennis. It was parang pa-square or rectangle yung racket niya. Different. I think that's it. Squash. So how is that spelled? S-Q-A. Ah, okay. Literal na squash. Yung, di ba may pumpkin? So, squash or pumpkin. Yun nga ba talaga? Oo, yun nga. Wimbledon, slow motion video shows. Anyways. Basta yun yung uso nowadays. Ano pa bang ibang sports na uso sa Pinas? Yung golf, nauuso na rin nowadays. Definitely, hindi masyadong uso sa Pinas yung baseball, no? Tsaka yung soccer.
Meron tayo dito, alam mo dito ng television.
Yes, that's right. Boxing! Ayan, sikat yan sa Philippines. So, this falls under the category of abstract nouns. Mathematics, physics, economics, civics, ethics. They have an S, but they're not necessarily in plural form, okay? They're non-plural form, but they have an S. Then we have subjects that are non-plural form without an S. History, law, art, music. All right. Languages are also abstract nouns. Spanish, Greek, Russian, German, English, Tagalog. So you guys, how many languages can you speak? Barely one. Barely one. Hindi. You can speak your language naman, right? Tagalog. And yung mga nakapag-abroad na dito, definitely, you can speak the language na pinanggalingan nyo, right? Kahit papaano, kahit medyo barok yung ano ba kasi yung Arab country na language? Sa Saudi, Arab. Di ba Arab yung language nila? Okay. Pinakamagandang age to train a child to acquire a new language is 3 to 7. Yan yung pinakamagandang age talaga. Mabilis maka-catch up ng accent, ng pronunciation, ng grammar structure. A child's language acquisition is best developed in the early years. Okay? Kasi may naging classmate ako nung elementary. Kaya niya mag 5 languages. And she was only, I think she was only 5 years old that time. Hindi ko pala siya classmate, schoolmate lang pala. As a competitive person, hindi ko na siya pinrent. Kasi ang galing niya eh. 5 languages. Ako 3 lang. Alright, so, if you can't compete, delete. Delete! Joke lang, guys. Alright, so, abstract nouns. Yan, more examples. Hunger. Do you know that there's another word with an A, hanger, a combination of being angry and hungry? Actually, you're hungry. You're angry because you're hungry. So that's why you describe that feeling as hanger. So if you say, I'm hangry, it's actually a word. You didn't mispronounce it. Okay? Ngayon nyo lang nalaman yung word na yan. Wow, congrats to me. Because I gave you a new word today. May sense yung pagpunta nyo dito. Okay, so when you're hangry, it simply means, sa mga babae usually to, no? Mga pag may topa ka na, yung mga girls, hindi mo na makakausap ng, hindi siya yon, gutom lang siya. Right? Yung mga ganong memes sa Facebook, hindi talaga siya yun eh. Yung wife nyo, pag mapapansin nyo, bigyan nyo lang siya ng food or yung favorite niyang food, mawawala. Kakalma na yan. Alright? Tapos saka mo sabihin, COD pala to, babe. Lalong uminit yung ulo sa'yo, no? Okay.
Punta sa labas, ate wallet mo.
Ang ganda-ganda nung ngiti niya nung narinig niyang may pa-deliver ako sa'yo. Tapos COD pala. Yung mga palusot ng mga lalaki. Ay, wala akong cash ngayon eh. Ikaw muna. Okay. Tawang-tawa, Jower. Nakaka-relate. Okay, next. Collective nouns. So we have furniture. It's a collection of different pieces of furniture, such as a sofa set or a dining table with chairs, right? Equipment, of course, we have different kinds of equipment for different places, such as kitchenware, kitchen equipment, right? And what else? Yung mga kailangan nyo for your most men, pag medyo social yung bahay, may garage. Doon nakalagay yung mga toolboxes, yung mga like things that you use for maintenance of your vehicles or probably maintaining the house, right? So you need to store all your equipment in one place para pero kasi sa Pilipinas hindi masyadong uso yung ganun, no? Yung may stock room, tsaka garage. Tuloy, pag may hinahanap, hahalugugin yung buong bahay. Napansin ko lang yun sa most Filipino households. Pero siguro baka naman iba yung inyo. Pero since nangingiti ka, relate ka ba doon? Yung parang all the things are in different places and then you can't find them. So, it's one of the trademarks of Filipinos. Pero sa ibang bansa, mapapansin nyo, they're very organized. Right? Ayaw nila ng makalat, ayaw nilang masyadong clutter. Kaya sa South Korea, ang dami nilang mga tinatapon lang sa mga garbage, sa tabi ng garbage cans. Magagandang damit, magagandang furniture. Yung tipong hindi naman gamit na gamit, pero dinideclutter na nila agad because they don't like clutter. And hopefully maging ganun din yung Philippines, right? Kasi it's so sad. Whenever you go sa irrigation, water irrigation or yung patubig in Tagalog, makikita mo, puro basura. Like, okay, pinapalinis ng mga leaders, pero it's a cycle. It's because Filipinos lack awareness and education about waste segregation. Right? Natitrigger ako yung sa mga ganong klaseng scenarios. Pero, anyways, accommodation. Accommodation pertains to a place that you're going to stay at. Hotel accommodation, Airbnb, what else? If you rent a penthouse or a villa, we're talking about the whole accommodation, right? So everything that you can use in that specific place that you booked. Luggage. It's already pertaining to your carry-on bag and the maleta and everything else. Fruit, wildlife, machinery, traffic. That's why when you try to describe the traffic, it's so traffic. Or the traffic is mostly nagagamit ito ng mali eh. You have to describe traffic as heavy or light. Ganun lang, okay? There's heavy traffic. Because traffic itself pertains to the movement of vehicles on the streets. So you can't say, ang traffic naman. Natural. Street yun eh. So there's really traffic. Now, if you want to specifically say na heavy or light, that's when you say it's heavy traffic. Ibig sabihin, there's road congestion, right? Light traffic, it means maluwag yung daluyan ng streets. Okay? You get it? So, never ever say, it's so traffic. It's ang traffic dito. No, it's wrong. You have to say it's heavy traffic. Okay, I really like this topic, capitalization rules. Because according to Sir Kevin, nung chinecheck niya daw yung mga writing outputs nyo, ang daming mga nagkakamali sa capitalization. And again, it's very important because in your writing test, you're leaving evidences of your liabilities, yung mga inconsistencies nyo, yung mga lapses nyo. So speaking, okay pa eh, kasi hindi naman yan makikita yung capitalization. It's not part of the evaluation anymore. But in writing, definitely, you will be needing this, okay? Especially sa mga magla-letter writing, ano ba yung ika-capitalize doon? Yung sir, yung ma'am, yung yours truly, which one? So we have to know, okay? Use capital letters in the following ways. So for proper nouns, definitely, automatic na yan. The name of a person, the name of a place, city, brand, it should be capitalized. Let's read the example. Gloria wanted to try a new restaurant, so Richard took her to Tito's Taco Palace, where the best Mexican chili is served. Gloria is the name of a person. Check. Richard is another name of a person, so check. Tito's Taco Palace is the name of a restaurant. So, check. Yung T sa Tito's, yung T sa Taco, at yung P sa Palace. Now, bakit nakakapitalize yung Mexican chili? F-food lang naman to. Because it's the name of a menu. It's part of the menu, and it's the name of the dish. That's why it's the proper noun. That's why you capitalize it. Okay? Ano ba yung mga typically na-order natin sa Pilipinas? Sige, since di tayo makarelate sa Mexican chili. Ano yung Mexican chili? Ang alam ko lang, dynamite. So, for sure, you're ordering pepperoni pizza. So, ano kailangan i-capitalize doon? P and P, right? Pepperoni, tsaka pizza. And what else? Ano ba yung mga usually in-order? Ang tagal kong hindi umorder sa restaurant. That's true, because I've been trying to budget my money. Budget na hindi. I've been avoiding a lot of fast food and restaurants because I want to eat clean nowadays. So I like preparing food at home. So ngayon, hindi ko na maalala yung mga in-order ko sa restaurants. So actually, one of my favorite restaurants is, I forgot the name. Favorite pero na-forget yung name, no? It's actually serving Mediterranean dishes. Sa SM kasi yun eh, so I forgot. But anyways, let's say you're ordering biryani, chicken biryani, or beef kabsa, beef and kamsa, letter B, letter K, you capitalize those words, okay? Next, the first word of a sentence. Okay, alam nyo na yan. Hindi na natin to masyadong focusan. Sobrang basic na lang nun. Eto guys, letter I. Whether it's in the beginning of a sentence, whether it's in the middle or at the end of the sentence, if it's used as a subject, automatically it has to be capitalized. You can't negotiate with this one, okay? Family relationships. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Na if you use it without a name, it's okay to keep it lowercase or not capitalized. But if it's associated with someone's name, or you call that person in a sentence, or you're pertaining to that person as a subject or object, then you capitalize it, okay? I sent a thank you note to Aunt Abigail. Di ba aunt lang yun? Ba't aunt yung sa'yo? It's aunt, okay? Aunt Abigail. And then here is a present I bought my mother. Okay, mother, letter M is capitalized. Next, the names of gods, specific deities, religious figures, and holy books. Alright, so, hindi nyo ito masyadong magagamit. At hindi din namin nare-recommend na gamitin because definitely in your writing and speaking, huwag tayong mag-trigger ng topics about religion and politics. Let's keep safe, okay? Oh, play safe is the term. Play safe kasi they might subjectively criticize you. Kapag nag-bring up ka ng opinions mo and views, anything religious or anything politics. Okay? That's why, iwasan na lang natin. Pero, for inclusive purposes, kasi part 2 ng lesson natin, yes, you have to capitalize these words. Okay? Religion. The name of a religion. Sa mga Christians dito, may mga Christians ba dito? Or Catholics kayo lahat? Christians, okay. Okay? Dito po muna tayo sa harapan. Just kidding. I-pray over po muna kayo. Hindi, joke lang. Well, kasi tayo, when we're writing, sino dito nag-journal writing? Like a devotion. In the morning, you read a scripture and then you write your thoughts, a devotion. So when you're writing, when you're pertaining to God, him, his, he, yung mga pronouns, kinakapitalize yan when you're pertaining to God. Right? Feeling ko yung mga Catholics, yun din naman eh. Right? Ganun din. So, but of course, if we say, he is the Greek god of the ocean. Thank you. It's an unsolicited answer, but thank you. Ikaw na lang kaya. So, yeah, okay. So, si Poseidon, hindi naman siya totoong God. He's just a myth, right? Myth lang yon, Greek mythology. So, definitely, yung word na God, hindi mo na yun i-capitalize. Unless you're pertaining to the Almighty, which is God, okay? So, yun, kakapitalize mo yung Him, Father, Christ, Jesus, yung mga ganyan, alright? Names of religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, ano ba yung mga religion? Mormons, Jesus Christ, and the Latter-day Saints. Oh, yun. Di ba? Kabisado ko talaga. Galing na kasi ako dun eh. Hindi kayo naniniwala. Ang gwapo kasi nung nag-invite. Picture. Lagot talaga ako. Hindi, just kidding. Pero totoo nga, gwapo nga talaga yung nag-invite. Bata pa ako nun, guys. Kaya, tumama ako. So, yun. Ano pa ba? Iglesia ni Cristo? Ano pa ba yung mga religion? Let me check. Jehovah's Witness, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hindu, Buddhism. Meron pa nga eh. Yung Sabbath day nila is Saturday. Sabbatista? Seventh day Adventist. Oo, yun. Actually, isa sa mga pinakamabait na taong nakilala ko is from Seventh-day Adventist. Well, hindi ko naman pinapromote yung ano nila, no, yung group nila. It's just that napansin ko lang. Or baka bias ako kasi yung friends ko lang yun. But anyways, it really depends on the person because religion, it doesn't really show you as a whole, right? You represent your religion, but then it's your walk, your life that actually is a manifestation of your religion, right? So hindi siya about like nag-church ka, consistent ka. It's really more about how you mirror the values and the learnings that you got from your religion or from your groups. Medyo mas refined lang din talaga yung attitude ng mga taong devoted sa ano nila. Okay, capitalization when it comes to titles. Mayor Hannah Lowy. So, nanalo ba yung mga mayor niyong binoto? Ibig sabihin, nakakuha kayong ayuda. Just kidding. Okay, so, yes, mayor, doctor. All right. Teacher. If I'm going to put my name right after, then definitely teacher is supposed to be capitalized. The first letter only. Okay? Ano ba yung mga titles ng jobs? RN, right? Physician, pharmacist, professor. Yan, kinakapitalize yan once may kasunod na name ng tao. Okay? Coach, yes. Okay. Next, we have days of the week. Understood na yan? Monday to Sunday. Months of the year. Capitalized. Holidays, capitalized din. Huwag kayong magkakamali sa mga ganyan kasi although they seem very subtle mistakes, they can still be accumulated and, you know, malaki din yung magiging deduction if paulit-ulit yung mistakes. Seasons are capitalized when used in a title. Again, seasons, pag common lang, don't capitalize them anymore. Winter, fall, autumn, summer, spring, they're just common nouns. But if they are used in a title, like a title of a movie or a book or whatever, that's when you capitalize the seasons, okay? Members of national, political, racial, social, civic, and athletic groups. Okay, so we have Green Bay Packers, African Americans, anti-Semitic, Democrats. Okay? The names of countries and their nationalities and language. Definitely, kailangan nung i-capitalize yan, okay? China is the country. Chinese is the language. No, Chinese is the nationality. Mandarin is the language. Okay? Pero alam ko kasi, syempre may mga iba't ibang dialect din sila. Pero doon tayo magpo-focus sa pinaka-ginagamit. Alright? So, parang sa Philippines, pinaka-ginagamit is Tagalog. Right? So the Philippines, Filipino are the people, and Tagalog is the language. Alright? And we have America, American people. The language is English. Pinaka-naaaliw ako whenever I watch a movie or a series is iba't iba din sila ng accent sa English. Alam ko kasi sa Amerika, they don't have dialects. But I think British is a dialect, and Australian and New Zealand. Parang yun yung mga dialect. Pero if you're in the US, syempre hindi dialects yun. Accents yun. Like, may mga taong countryside accent. Narinig nyo nang magsalita yung mga countryside accent English? I have a friend, his name is Tim. Medyo countryside yung accent niya. Nakakaaliw siya pakinggan. So, hindi ko nagagayahin. Masyado na kayo naaaliw eh. Okay, so next. Letters. For GT students, definitely you're gonna use this on task 1. Salutation and letters. When you say salutation, yun yung words na gagamitin mo when you're pertaining to an employer. Right? Sir, madam. Depende kung anong klaseng letter yung papagawa sa task 1. Application letter, request letter, letter of apology, whatsoever. The list goes on. So yan, yung sir, madam, capitalize yan. Sincerely, or respectfully, or truly, capitalize yung first letter. Pero yung yours, hindi na. And then, comma, nasa baba, your name. Okay? Am I going too fast or okay naman? Basic lang naman yan, refresher lang naman eh, okay? So next we have the first word in a sentence that is a direct quote. We are not recommending you to use direct quotes in your essays and in your letters because it's too informal, okay? It's like you're writing a narrative essay. Eh, hindi naman narrative essay ang ginagamit sa task 2, di ba? More on, what do you call this? You need to use like the third person point of view to make it more formal. But yeah. He commanded, comma, open quotation, and then fetch me some water, the punctuation mark, and the close quotation. Yung punctuation mark, kailangan nasa loob siya ng quotation, ha? Whether it's a period, question mark, an exclamation point, nasa loob siya dapat ng quotations. Because you're actually quoting the sentence or what the person said. Okay? My cousin said, don't leave the door open. So definitely, lagi na nakakapitalize yung first letter kasi sentence yon. Nakabukod na sentence na yon. So kailangan, pag nasa loob ng quotation, capitalize yung first letter. And pag nasa loob ng quotation, definitely, you have to put a punctuation mark. Okay? Periods and events. Victorian era, Great Depression, Constitutional Convention. Ayan. Yung Bridgerton ba, anong era yon? Do you guys know? Do you watch the Bridgerton? The Bridgertons? If you want to practice your British listening skills and accent, try watching that, okay?
Sa Netflix mo meron.
Yes. At season, ano na sila? Nakatatlong seasons na sila? Yeah. The story of... The first one is yung... Nakalimutan ko na yung name, pero yun nga. And then the second season is... Yung lalaki naman na brother. Kasi family sila, tapos they tackle the love story of each sibling. And yung last, yun yung favorite ko. Yung kay Penelope. Lady Whistledown. OMG, hindi nyo alam yon. Watch it kaya. So, yun. Maganda rin yun. What era is it? So the Bridgerton series is during the Regency era in England, which lasted from 1811 to 1820. Wow, tagal na pala nun. But it's really nice. I like it. They're releasing the next season in 2026, next year yata. I have another era in mind. Anyways, forgot it. Major words in the titles of books, articles, and songs. Ayan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Na kapag preposition or article, lowercase lang yung letter, meaning hindi capitalized. But kung makikita nyo, yung word na the, nakakapitalize because it's the first word. Okay? The catcher in the right. Kung mapapansin nyo yung pangalawang the, lowercase na siya. Kasi nga, it's in the middle of the title already. But definitely, if it's in the beginning of the title, you have to capitalize whether it's an article or not. Whether it's an article or a major word. Okay? The Avengers. The DJ played Jack Johnson's Upside Down. So, it's the name of a song. Napakaluma naman yung kanta na to. Sir Kevin, may kagagawan niya. Pinakikinggan niya kaya talaga yan. Tanong ko nga. Sir Kevin, bakit ganun yung... bakit walang Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter? Alright. Ariana Grande. So these are other logos, names of brands. Yung iba dito na ulit na lang din. So we have, they're called trademarks. Okay? Definitely, ayan yung word na, yung brand na American Apparel. Apparel is just a common noun, but definitely since it's used as the name of a brand, you capitalize letter A in apparel. American and apparel, okay? And then we have Pizza Hut. The words pizza and hut, if used commonly, di naman talaga yan kinakapitalize, right? How many of these brands are you familiar with? Ako, hindi ako familiar sa... Etong Caterpillar, ano ba to? Shoes? Really?
Engine.
Hindi ako familiar sa Tony and Guy. Kayo ba? Etong banana boat, hindi ko rin alam. This one, what's this? Ang liit kasi, no? Alam ko, familiar kayo dito. Jack Daniels. Boys at the back? Yes? Wow! Okay. Best Actor Award goes to... And definitely, etong ups, di ko to alam.
Yung parang Jetty. Parang FedEx.
Ah. Pero di siya ata sikat sa Philippines, no?
Wala Spider-Man.
Etong WII.
Yung naman parang bracelet.
Tsaka tong Jimmy Choo, di ko rin alam. Is it shoes? Shoes, oo. Parang narinig ko nga. I don't know this. Dr. Marians. Martin. Sorry. Martins ba yun? Martens. Dr. Martens. Eto, alam niyo to? Yes. Dati uso yun, no? Pangarap ko dati maging VJ sa MTV. Parang yun yung pangarap ko before. Pero ngayon hindi na kasi, may MTV pa rin naman, but I don't think it's na-overpower na kasi ng YouTube and kung ano-anong channels, no? Podcast? They have a podcast channel? Ah, okay. Alright. Eto, alam ko to eh. Johnson's. Di ba Johnson's logo to? Ay, ito pala yung Johnson Johnson. Pero alam ko, skincare to or parang shampoo. Parang ganun.
Di ba ano yung electronics?
Ito?
Camera.
Hoy, wait lang. Da-double check natin. Ang layo ng sagot ko. Tatanong natin si ChatGPT.
Kulang po, alam na. Ibon ako. Brand ng
Sabi ko na dati kang rumakit dun eh.
Kaya yun, mga brand ng narin na.
What is... Actually, guys, pili na kayo sa catalog. Yun pala yung purpose kaya. Ayaw nga. General Electric logo. If you're asking about the logo's resolution or screen appearance, a close-up, what is this brand? Multinational conglomerate based in the United States, historically known for its work in energy, aviation, healthcare. O, di ba healthcare? Wait, pasok na dun yung skincare. Charot lang. Finance and technology. Conglomerate pala siya kasi. Okay. Let's skip it. Yun lang naman yung mga hindi ko alam na brands dito. Yung iba, familiar naman ako.
Yung Playboy, ano ba yun?
Di mo yun alam, no? Oh my gosh. Ito, sobrang liit, so I don't know what this is. Tsaka Rolling Stone. Okay. Now let's talk about the directions. North, south, east, and west. Lowercase lang sila. Okay? But definitely, if they are used as sections of the country, they are capitalized. The Paddles have moved. Paddles is surname to ng family. Okay, so it's pertaining to a family. The Paddles have moved to Southwest. Southern California. I live in Southern California. Yung S, alam ko yung spelling non Southern, but the pronunciation is Southern. Such as North, Northern. Okay? Nagbabago yung TH, hindi na siya soft. Nagiging voice TH na siya. Okay? If you have questions, please raise your hands. Words and abbreviations of specific names. HBO, this is a channel. Tama ba? Channel to, no? Tsaka parang,
English.
dati kasi nung may cable, uso pa kasi cable, right? HBO, pinaka-channel ng mga movies. Parang Netflix siya nung 1990s and early 2000 era. So yung mga Gen Z, hindi kayo relate dito sa HBO. Pero I think meron na ata silang parang Netflix na streaming app. Meron na, no? Kagaya ng Max. Meron na silang streaming app. They need to adapt to the changes of our society, of technology, kasi if not, they're gonna close the companies, right? Sayang naman. Huwag silang tumulad sa ABS-CBN na nag-close. Okay. Next, we have capital letters in the following ways, titles that follow names. For example, I was able to interview Miriam Moss, mayor of Lyttonville. As you can see, the word mayor, lowercase yung M, kasi hindi naman siya Mayor Miriam. Kung sinabing, I was able to interview Mayor Miriam Moss, that's when you capitalize the letter M. Okay? But in this case, you don't have to capitalize. Seasons, winter, spring, paulit-ulit na lang. Short prepositions on the articles. The, or, and if they are not the first word of the title. In-explain ko na rin yan kanina. Hopefully, nakinig kayo. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. As you can see, wala namang the sa umpisa ng title. That's why no need to capitalize it. And of course, they are just used in the middle of the title. That's why they are not considered major words. Okay, prepositions, conjunctions, articles, no need to capitalize them if they're in the middle of the title or a brand. Compass directions. Ayan, no need. Jim's house is 2 miles north of Otterbridge. Or Otterbein. Okay, so sinasabi niya lang yung direction ng place. Hindi niya tinutukoy na yun yung place. Kagaya kanina, Southwest Virginia or North Carolina, doon mo gagamitan yung, ng capitalized letter yung North, South kapag associated na siya sa name ng place. Okay? Clear? Yeah. Century numbers. No need to capitalize. In the 16th century, King Charles the First banished and the Earl of Rochester from England. Okay, let's have a short activity. Quickly read it on your own and identify. Get a pen and paper, please, or your phone if you don't have pen and paper. List down the words that need to be capitalized. Zoom participants, you are also welcome to join this activity. I am encouraging you to do so para makita natin if may natutunan ba talaga tayo today. Or nagpapanggap lang kayong naka-online. Just kidding. Okay, go ahead. Okay, are you done? So, let's see. May mga messages dito from Zoom participants. Okay, we have Scott, you mean? Scott? Westlake Elementary School, Red Devils, Max Toothpaste, Captain Crunchies, Peter, Mrs. Anderson. Ba't walang sumagot ng one?
One.
Okay. Oh, Chill, chill, chill. Huwag niyo akong awayin dito. Okay? Isa lang ako.
Saka yung hima, start din. Start.
Ayan.
Ayun,
Maraming nagkulang ng sagot. Ba't kaya? Okay. So the word one is the beginning of a sentence, the first word of a sentence. So definitely you have to capitalize it. Okay. Scott, name of a person. Westlake Elementary School. Elementary and school, kasama sila sa name. So they have to be capitalized. Next, we have Charlotte's Web. It's the title of a book. What kind of video si sir? This is Sir Flower. Make a video call. Next, we have, yun, nahanap ko na yung himo, Rona. He had to practice with the Red Devils. It's a soccer team, okay? And then we have Minty Max toothpaste. Colgate. Oh, Colgate tsaka close up guys sa Philippines. Di tayo makarelate sa Minty Max na to. Saan bansa ba to? Alright. There was only time for a few bites of his favorite cereal, Captain Crunchies. Name of a cereal, it's a brand. He ran to the car with his mom. Bakit hindi capitalize yung mom dito? Why do you think so? Hindi naman siya ginamit. Hindi siya like, I'm pertaining to my mom or something like that. It's used as a common noun here, okay? Standing there. Of course, letter S, standing, kasi beginning of a sentence yun eh. Peter, name of a person. They both hurried to Mrs. Ayan yung Mrs. Always remember to capitalize salutations. Sir, madam, especially when it's linked or followed by a name. Okay? Yun lang naman. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Naka-18 ba lahat? So nakailan kaya? Ang competitive ng mga nasa Zoom. Thank you, RG and Christine, for your and then meron pa si Thomas Preschel, very active participation. Dahil dyan, ang galing nyo. Nag-abang ng prize eh. Ang reward. Okay, so, are you guys hungry? I'm not asking because I'm gonna offer you food. I'm just asking para malaman ko if I-extend ko pa ba yung class or not. Because we started late, so I was opting to finish it at 12:30, if you don't mind. You're okay with that? Okay. Kasi hindi ako okay. Joke na. Alright. We just had our break. You wanna eat your lunch? You mean? Okay. Nagsasabi kasi na ibang break eh. You want a 5-minute break? I-replay nyo na lang po. Later, pag in-upload. Okay, so verbals. These are words that function as nouns, but these words are trying to trick your mind that they're verbs, but they're not. They can function as nouns, adverbs, or adjectives. It depends how it's structured in a sentence, okay? So one form of verbal are called gerunds. Okay. So gerunds are typically used as nouns in sentences, and it's easy to identify gerunds because they end with ing. Okay? Kanina nagbigay na ako ng examples. Swimming, ano ba? Traveling, gardening. Let's read the example sentences. Do you enjoy traveling? It's used as a gerund. Okay? Because we're pertaining to traveling as a noun. Okay? They do not appreciate my singing. Kung mapapansin nyo, makikita yung gerund because meron siyang possessive form of pronoun. You, my. Okay? They gave rehearsing all of their free time. Now, we can change that sentence. Sige, gagawa ko ng parallel sentences para makita nyo yung difference. So, on this example, do you enjoy traveling is used as a noun. Now, let's use it as a verb para makita nyo yung difference. Okay? The sentence example is, our family is traveling to New York this week. Obviously, it's used as a verb because the subject, our family, is about to do that action, which is traveling, okay? Our family is traveling to New York this week. Anong pasalubong gusto nyo? Just kidding. Naniwala naman kayo sa akin. Parang afford. They do not appreciate my singing. Singing, we're pertaining to the noun, okay? And then we have alam nyo na yung katuktong nito. She is singing in the bathroom. Because the bathroom is the only place where my voice sounds good, okay? She is singing in the bathroom. They gave rehearsing all of their free time. Tom is rehearsing his song performance for ASAP. Wow. Naks naman si Tom, nasa ASAP. Okay, Tom is rehearsing his song performance for ASAP. Verb. Puro verb yung function ng mga sentence examples na ginagamit ko, guys, ah. Okay. Just a quick reminder what pronouns are. They are words that stand for a noun or words that take the place of nouns. Because we can't use the noun or the name of a person again and again in a sentence. It doesn't sound natural anymore. For example, Anna loves reading novels. In fact, Anna can read several books in a week. Anna is definitely taking after her mom, who's a bookworm herself. Kung pakikinggan natin, Anna loves reading novels. In fact, Anna can read several books in a week. Anna is definitely taking after her mom, who's a bookworm herself. Doesn't sound good, right? You keep mentioning Anna, Anna, Anna. Okay, we get it. Her name is Anna. Nainis na lang talaga ang person. In fact, what? She. Diba? Ang cohesive pakinggan when you use pronouns correctly. Baka naman may sumagot ng he, ah. Again, pronouns are important too. Okay? All right, so we're clear with gerunds, right? Understood? Next. Now we have infinitives. Eto, dito may forever. Infinity eh. Hindi, joke lang. Infinitives used as nouns. So, malalaman mong infinitive to when it's linked with the word to. Tapos phrase. To plus base form of the verb. Wala ng ing. Example. Human hair is almost impossible to destroy. This will be expensive to repair. Versus you should take this to the repair shop. So, laging magkaduktong yung to at saka yung base form of the verb. I think there are more examples here. Wait, please. Or I should give my own examples too. Okay, so basically, infinitives function as a noun because infinitives explain why someone does something. Okay? So, one of the basic rules in infinitives is to never separate. Never separate the verb to and then the verb, okay? Because it will result to split infinitive, which is very confusing and it can cause a lot of grammatical lapses. So let's take a look at the wrong example. The marketing team voted to, tas nilagyan niya ng isa pang clause separated by commas. Before they launch the new software, run an anticipatory ad campaign. It sounds disruptive. Kasi pinaghiwalay niya yung to at saka yung verb. Ito yung tama. The marketing team voted to run an anticipatory ad campaign before they launched the new software. So, this is easier to understand. It's more grammatically acceptable. Okay? So, nilagay niya tong clause na to sa dulo ng sentence. Okay? The marketing team voted to run an anticipatory ad campaign before they launched the new software. Okay. Exercise. Fill in the blanks with the correct gerund or infinitive form of the term. All right. Number 1. Please read it. Sabay-sabay sana po, no? 1, 2, 3, go. Do you like, okay, cooking? You just add an ing. Next, infinitive form. Ang perfect ng students. Okay, next. She is impossible. Teka lang, medyo mali yung pag-pronounce ng beat. Short I vowel sound yung narinig ko eh. Dapat long E, okay? To beat. Again, if you want to enunciate the long E vowel sound, it should be forming a smile on your face. Nagmamadali pa siyang sumagot. Kala niya di ko. Joke lang. Okay, next. Number 3. I find Writing. Number 4. Boarding. Very good. Excellent. Boarding pupils were allowed to use the gym facilities. So in this case, boarding pupils, it's a noun, okay? What kind of pupils are they? They are the boarding pupils. So in this case, it functions like an adjective as well. His handwriting is difficult. That situation will be hard
Oh,
to cover. Sabihin niyo nga ulit, cover.
cover.
Ayun. Marami nang naiinis sa akin today, no? Okay, just kidding. So, gerund form, working. Yung nagpakahirap kang i-type isa-isa pero meron palang sagot sa next slide. What if? Hindi, wala. Tama lang palang tinype natin lahat. Alright, so what time is it? We still have time to cover pronouns. Although, on our previous lecture last week, sa Grammar for IELTS, pinaka nakafocus talaga sa pronouns. Kasi may indefinite pronoun, may definite pronoun, right? Medyo madugong pag-usapan ang pronouns. But then, it's still very important as a lot of test takers, they actually have a hard time with pronouns. Nakakalito naman din kasi talaga, okay? All right. We have first person point of view or POV, okay? This is applicable in writing. When you're using the first person point of view, you use pronouns such as I, me, mine, we, us, ours, plural form. Hindi lang guys naka-align. Pero intindihin niyo na lang, okay? So singular is I, me, mine. Plural is we, us, ours. Second person point of view, you, yours, then. Third person point of view, he, she, him, his, her, them, they, it, he, she, him, his, her, it's, them, they, theirs. So, usually, ang third person point of view ang ginagamit natin sa writing tasks because it sounds more formal. Okay? And you also have to generalize words. Kasi may hirapan tayo sa gender bias. Baka mamaya his lang ginamit mo, pero you're actually pertaining to a group of people like the pupils. Okay? So you have to make sure you use the antecedent agreement of pronouns. Kapag sinabi natin pupils, we're gonna use the pronoun they. Because pupils is plural or pertaining to many pupils. So we can't say his, her. Okay? It indicates relation of pronoun to other words in a sentence. So, ito na yung medyo madugong part. May nominative na, may objective at saka possessive. Nominative is used when you use the pronoun as a subject. Pag sinabing subject sa sentence, yun yung doer ng action. Okay? Objective case naman, receiver ng action. Okay? That's why you can't start your sentences with these pronouns. They're supposed to be in the middle or at the end of the sentence. And then possessive form, we have my, mine, yours, his, her, hers, it's, ours, theirs. Possessive form simply means it talks about ownership. Is it clear? The function of nominative, objective, and possessive forms? Okay. Bakit naman may biik? Wait lang. Okay, so, Sir Kevin, ano yan? Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns pertain to pronouns that replace the subject, okay? When a sentence is embedded inside another sentence to function as a relative clause, a relative pronoun replaces the repeated noun in order to make the new sentence grammatical. So, if you want to answer the question, if it's pertaining to a person or people, we use who, whom, who's, that. But if we're pertaining to things, we can only use which or that. So, tricky yung that, kasi pwedeng sa tao, pwedeng sa bagay. Alright? Let's see if may mga examples. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal, blank, has all the movies, could not be stopped. Has all the movies, could not be stopped. Moves pala, sorry. Sorry. Sabi ko, di pa kasi, naka-fasting ako, guys, so I need some carbs already. Okay. Ano yung answer? Pronouns. We're gonna use pronouns, okay? Is Shaquille O'Neal a girl? Who? Relative pronoun, okay? Shaquille O'Neal, who has all the moves, could not be stopped. This is what I mentioned last time in our previous lecture. When you're using this structure of sentence, it confuses you. That's why we're not encouraging you to use this structure of sentence. Shaquille O'Neal has all the moves and cannot be stopped. Could not be stopped. Mas simple pag ganun, di ba? Okay. But for the purpose of you knowing how to use the relative pronoun who, we're showing you this example. But pwede mong baguhin yung structure ng sentence. And you're gonna make it more simple, okay? Ba't naman kasi napakahirap ng name? Shaquille O'Neal has all the moves and could not be stopped. Or probably we can use the conjunction or the transition word so. Diba? Parang mas maganda pakinggan. Mas nakakalito yung may relative pronoun, di ba? Yung may who. Tapos, hindi mo pa alam kung saan mo lalagay yung comma. Malilito ka pa. That's why, if gagamitin mo tong Shaquille O'Neal has all the moves so she could not be stopped. Lalaki ba si Shaquille? Sino ba siya? Sorry naman. Nalay ko ba kasi kay Shaquille O'Neal? Ngayon ako curious na ako kung ano itsura niya. Lakers? I mean, lumang player na siya? Ah. Okay. All right. That's why I don't know him. I'm not a basketball fan. So next we have the tools blank he bought yesterday were specked with rust. We're talking about tools. What are tools? Are they a person or things? So pwedeng that, pwedeng which. Okay? So ang sagot po ay which. Kaso nga lang medyo nagkamali si Sir Kevin kasi di niya nilagyan ng comma. Okay? So actually, pwedeng nito. Kasi guys, pag walang comma, kung gusto mong gamitan, kung gusto mo ng walang comma, that ang gagamitin mo. The tools that he bought yesterday were specked with rust. Pero since which ang ginamit, may comma yan. Okay? So ngayon, how are we gonna simplify this sentence? The tools he bought yesterday were specked with rust. Ganun lang yun. Pwede namang huwag gamitan ng which eh. Pero since medyo formal ang atake ng mga writing tasks nyo, nakaka-formal pakinggan pag may which. Okay? See? Sabi dito, sometimes relative pronouns can be omitted. Not in all cases though, okay? Only in specific cases. Okay, now we have what you call interrogative pronouns. You already know what the word interrogative means, right? It means it asks a question. The police officers interrogated me as I was the main suspect of the crime. Di naman. Example lang yun, guys. So, interrogative sentence, it ends with a question mark. Interrogative pronouns, who, whom, whose, what, and which. Okay? Who, whom, whose pertain to persons. What, of course, something. Which may be used for either person or things. Okay? Let's practice. Who was the speaker? Human, he or she. Kasi nga, was, who was, meaning singular lang yung tao. So it's either he or she. Okay? What was he carrying? It's an object. So yung pronoun na gagamitin is it. Which of the speech coaches was invited? Human, he, she. Kaya naman which, kasi may pagpipilian. Pag who, ibig sabihin isa lang yon. Okay? Demonstrative pronouns from the word demonstrative, which the root word is demonstrate. Hindi demon demonstrate. When we say demonstrate, you show something, okay? So, words such as the pronouns this, that, these, those, they indicate nearness or distance. Okay, that's why they're called demonstrative pronouns. Okay, so definitely, when you use the pronoun this, you're pertaining to something nearby, singular noun. Okay, this is a remote control. That is an air conditioner. Air conditioner, okay? So these are wires. These are wires kasi malapit sila sa akin. Those are chairs. Desks and chairs, okay? Abel would climb trees at night. This disturbed his mother. Bakit natin ginamit yung this? We're not pertaining about Abel. We're pertaining about what Abel did. Okay? Abel climbing trees at night. Yun yung this. Do you get it? Abel would climb trees at night. Pero pag binago ko yung sentence at sinabi kong who has, Abel would climb trees at night. He is a very playful boy. So yung he, it pertains to Abel. But in this scenario, the pronoun this is pertaining to Abel's action, which is climbing trees at night. Okay? Okay, indefinite pronouns. Refresher lang din to at tinakal na rin natin to last week. From the word indefinite, it means not specific. Walang specific person or thing na tinutukoy. So, indefinite pronouns are all, either, anyone, somebody, everyone, many, several. So, it can pertain to someone unknown, not a specific person, okay? Some indefinite pronouns form the possessive case in the same manner as nouns, such as anyone's, somebody else's, everyone's. It is everyone's privilege to vote. Okay? Use of the generic pronoun he as offensive and limiting. Okay. When you are in writing your writing task, make sure that you refer to the general words such as individuals, police officers, constituents. Lagi nyo na lang i-pluralize at lagi nyo na lang din i-generalize. Because when you try to make it specific, you don't really know who you're pertaining to, okay? When you're talking about statistical data, right? So, hindi ina-encourage na gumamit ng he, she because nagiging gender bias tayo. But, you know, we are now living in a gender equal society. So, we have to make sure na yung mga pronouns na gagamitin natin, gender neutral. Okay? Kaya, ipo-pluralize natin, gagawin natin plural form, at i-generalize. The writer must consider his readers' concerns. So, gagawin na lang natin, writers must consider their readers' concerns. Okay? Do you get the point? Okay. Hungry na ang lahat? So, we will end with this one. Eliminate the pronoun. The writer must consider his readers' concerns. So, pwede rin namang tanggalin na lang yung pronoun. Writers must consider readers' concerns. It's the same thing. Tinanggal mo lang yung pronoun na there. But it's basically the same meaning. Diba? So, if you want to play it safe, nalilito ka sa pronoun na gagamitin mo, you can simply say, writers must consider readers' concerns. Okay? Any questions? So thank you so much, all Zoom participants who were able to join and actively participate. I will see you again on our next either lecture or coaching session. Okay? I'll be ending the Zoom meeting now. Bye! Enjoy your weekend!